I think the point here is that this is not an isolated incident. This is one example of content which many people find disturbing and distressing, but yet which is freely available to see. And it's only when a big fuss like this is kicked up that action is taken to prevent people from, being exposed to it. And what we are particularly concerned about is the large numbers of children who are using sites like Facebook. But this debate is not just about Facebook, of course. It's about all social media companies and their responsibilities to the young children who are using their sites.
OK, but in a way, this is the case that has prompted you to write to the government to say you've got to be on the case of social media companies. And it is, when you watch this, it is not, you hear the baby crying, and it really is, it is disturbing. But if somebody said to you, this is baby yoga, and it's just the baby would have settled down and the water was warm and the head's not going under, would you say that's acceptable?
No, we wouldn't, because what is one person's baby yoga in one cultural context, there is child abuse in another context. The baby is being flung about in a very violent way, in a way which, could cause serious damage to its brain and its limbs. And we don't think that that's appropriate to be so easily viewable.
And in this case, you approached Facebook and they said, look, it doesn't breach our rules, and therefore we're not doing anything.
That's right, yes.
But then when pushed, they went further.
What
is it that you want the government to do?
We want the government to take a really good look at what the responsibilities of social networks and social media companies are. There has been some talks about this. The government convened a roundtable about 18 months ago, but really nothing happened as a result. So they are aware that it is an issue that is bubbling up. And we've seen the past government take really positive action in relation to issues like child abuse and working with industry, Google and Microsoft in particular, for example, really pushing the boundaries, starting off that debate saying there's not much that can be done, and then really coming up with a really good solution. So we would like a similar spotlight from this new government to be focused on social media companies and what can be done.
Claire Lilly, thank you. We'll stay there because sitting alongside you is Simon Milner, who's Director of Policy at Facebook. Good morning.
Good morning.
Should this video be on Facebook?
Well, this is a difficult issue. I'm not suggesting that it's been straightforward for us, but our judgment is that because when this video is being shared to draw attention to it and to condemn what's happening, and ideally to try and help this child and rescue the child, then yes, there is a place for it on Facebook. If it was being shared to praise it or to make fun of it, absolutely not. And in cases like that, we will take it down.
I mean, to be clear, your first response was not to do anything, to say it doesn't breach the rules and not make any changes.
Our response has been, yes, it does not breach our terms, but it is a disturbing and distressing video. I absolutely agree with you on that. And therefore, it's right that we put up a warning. And that's what we've done. So there is a warning on the video. And again, only if it's shared in the context of condemning it, that explains it's disturbing. And therefore, people can choose, if they wish, not to view it.
So if somebody reposts this video and says, and doesn't condemn it, it will be taken down. But if they do condemn it, it's fine.
Yes, because it's drawing attention to a distressing situation, and one in which we've seen from experience that in such situations, when things like that are shared on Facebook, it can and does lead to the rescue of the child. And we hope very much this will happen in this case.
The world has changed for internet service providers and for search engines, but not for social media. Do you recognise that actually you, like they, will have to be far more proactive or react much more quickly when you're dealing with this sort of thing?
We react very quickly. We have very extensive reporting mechanisms on Facebook to enable people to let us know what's happening. And we have an expert team who are handling millions of reports every week in more than 24 languages. So it's something we take very seriously.
But you've had this problem before. Forgive me for interrupting. Not least, for example, with beheadings. I mean, the Prime Minister himself, David Cameron, has criticised you for refusing to remove a clip showing a woman being decapitated.
And that clip was removed.
After the Prime Minister complained.
Sometimes these decisions are often very difficult. People are, I mean, this happens in news programs as well. People will broadcast really quite distressing scenes with warnings to draw attention to what is going on in the world. And we're making those judgments all the time. You're right in respect of the beheading video. We decided actually, even when it was being shared to draw attention to it, there was no place for that on Facebook.
The difficulty you've got, though, perhaps, is that you have got children watching. It's not just necessarily children being subject, but you have got, I mean, the rules of Facebook, you're meant to be 13 to be on it, but you know you've got younger. But even if you've got a 13-year-old watching, do you not have to take account of safeguarding those 13-year-olds?
Absolutely. And that's why we do have these warnings on pieces of content like this, including this particular video. And we absolutely take extremely seriously the safety of everybody on Facebook, and particularly the most vulnerable.
And the warning is good enough, that's it.
We think it does what's right in this case to enable people, if they wish to share this piece of content, to draw attention to it. And we very much hope, and we've been in contact with the authorities, that they will be able to track down this child and help that particular victim.